Saturday, November 3rd, 2012, 20:34. Edgar Ramirez, author.
This story in no way reflects the way I think about the specific religions mentioned in this story. The main purpose of this story is to demonstrate the effects of forcing religion on people who don't believe in the same ideas. This story, although far-fetched, demonstrates the feelings of those who have been forced to accept the ideas that were not their own, as well as the consequences of those who forced the ideas. The purpose of this audio track is to add a bit of atmosphere and fill in the breaks in the story where action or sound occur. Hopefully, this story is enjoyed and cause people to ponder on the message presented. Enjoy.
Monday, August 7th, 2073, 12:43. Mars Research Station 1352. Data log 1. Dr. Thomas Croft.
Dr. Thomas Croft, lead scientist on the experimental religion test. 2 weeks ago, a squad of miners stumbled upon a group of unknown organisms. At first glance, the organisms resembled that of common moss back on Earth. However, upon closer inspection, it was discovered that the organisms were actually single-celled and intelligent. They appeared to display a high level of intelligence comparable to that of a graduate student. Yesterday, we placed the organisms, which we have decided to name nanonites, in a common rat maze to try and understand their capabilities. They not only completed the maze in record time, even with their microscopic size, but did so without error. The level of intelligence of these creatures is astounding, especially for one who has been trapped underground for so many centuries. The UN has given us permission to undergo the experimental religion test on this new species. The experimental religion test, or ERT for short, was designed to study the reactions of human religion on new species who have never had contact with humans or our ideals. The experiment will last 3 weeks, in which we will expose the organisms to 4 religions: Christianity, Greek mythology, Islam, and Buddhism. One group will be separated and used as a control group, which will only be fed mathematical and scientific stimuli. Christianity and Islam each share a common root and intersect throughout human history, while Buddhism and Greek mythology, however, are standalone religions used to examine the reaction of religions based on something completely different than that of the others. The experiment will begin tonight at 17:30. I will be in charge of the Buddhist group. Dr. Evelyn Adams will be the Christian representative. Dr. Alex Kramer will be the Muslim representative. Dr. Lauren Reed will be the Greek representative, and intern Robert Markinson will be in charge of the control group. Everyone on the team will keep a voice data log throughout the experiment to keep track of his or her own progress. Let's see how this all turns out. Dr. Thomas Croft, terminating session.
Monday, August 7th, 2073, 18:47. Data log 1. Dr. Evelyn Adams, Christian group.
This is Dr. Evelyn Adams, Christian representative in the experimental religion test, or ERT as it will be termed in future logs. The nanonites, a stupid name if you ask me, display attentive listening skills, although it is hard to tell sometimes due to their size. I began reading the Christian Bible today and got through the end of Leviticus. Before the reading, the organisms were restless and anxious. They never stopped moving or bouncing, more like. I was skeptical about the organisms. I actually started believing that Dr. Croft was going crazy trying to get these stupid things to react. But in the name of science, and really just profound curiosity, I continued and started reading. At first they didn't react at all. They carried on messing around. But when I reached the devil's trickery, the organism stopped altogether. I grew very suspicious and continued. They seemed to settle down further as I continued reading of the punishment of God to Adam and Eve. I don't know what triggered their reactions, but it might have been something about the devil. I'll have to dive into more literature and find something more about this. Dr. Evelyn Adams, terminating session.
Monday, August 7th, 2073, 18:56. Data log 1. Robert Markinson, control group.
Robert Markinson, intern at base 1352. I always get stuck with this. Always. I mean, they're the doctors. Shouldn't they be able to administer mathematical and scientific stimuli? I mean, come on. This is so stupid. These things don't even do anything. They're stupid. Croft is stupid. This whole base is stupid. I hate them all. I mean, what good can come from studying religion on these things? What do we gain? They're stupid life forms that can just figure out how to get out of a stupid maze. I could get out of that maze. Whatever, it's not like they'll care to listen or whatever. Let's just get this over with. The specimens appear to be agitated. They're bouncing around and hitting each other. I guess they're aggressive. I will now administer the directions. Nanonites. On the left is a pressure plate, which when pressed it will register an even number. The one on the left is odd. Staying in the middle will result in the answer being 0 or non-existent. Is that understood? Move to the left. Interesting. The nanonites shifted to the left plate, so they do understand. Return to the center. Good. Very well. I'll restart the session as soon as I finish giving the nanonites questions. Terminating session.
Monday, August 7th, 2073, 1945. Data log to Robert Markinson Control Group.
Robert Markinson, back from the test. It seems that they may be more intelligent than I had originally thought. It seems that they reacted to my frustration earlier because they seemed really agitated when we began the questions. They responded really well to the questions. We successfully completed the first 3 sets of questions, which range from simple mathematical problems, such as what is 2 plus 10, to more complex equations like 4x minus 42 plus 6x squared equals 0. They answered all the questions correctly and within a matter of seconds. These specimens seem very interesting to me. We got through a bit of the biology book I was given. When we reached the part about animals and structures, I displayed a picture of one of the animals. Now what they did really surprised me. They formed together to form the shape of the animal. It wasn't perfect, it was actually quite crude, yet it was fascinating to see these creatures were able to work together and form a picture using each other as pieces in a puzzle. You know, sometimes I wonder why we humans never could do that. I mean, we built pyramids, cities, computers, and now even a new planet. Could we ever build a picture like what they did, though? They formed pictures because they were curious to. They thought it would be fun. We've built things to gain things. I guess we're just very selfish. You know what's funny? Ever since I came to this base, everyone's been treating me like a kid. Like I'm inferior to them. I know I don't have a degree or anything, but I'm smart. I graduated top of my class at the academy. I helped develop a great irrigation system here on Mars. I'm just a kid, I guess. It's getting close to dinner time, so I think I'll start closing down things here. I'm really excited about these creatures. They might just become my first friends in this place. Friends. I like the sound of that. Well, Robert Markinson, terminating session.
Wednesday, August 9th, 2073, 8:32. Data log 3. Dr. Lauren Reed, Greek Group.
Dr. Lauren Reed here, reporting the findings of today's readings. The organisms before the reading were sluggish. They probably didn't have a good night's rest last night with Mr. Markinson's yelling. He does that a lot recently. He'll sit in his room and scream bloody murder as though something were trying to kill him. When he's out in public, however, he's completely calm. He shows no signs of distress or concern. Maybe the heat's getting to him, or he misses home. Well, maybe he shouldn't have come to this godforsaken place. If he's got a problem with it, it's his fault. Anyway, back to the experiment. The organisms did appear to get back into a sprightly mood once I commenced the reading. We got through the ending of the Iliad today, and the organisms seem to be enjoying the stories. It's as though they're becoming the Greek society. We allowed them access to rocks and other resources to see what they do with them, and so far this group has taken it upon itself to develop the entire architecture of that time. I mean, they raise pillars and statues. It's quite fascinating. I haven't even shown them pictures of structures at that time, but they have somehow replicated an entire city block of the ancient Greek time. It really is quite fascinating. My hypothesis is that religion somehow taps into some unknown fountain of knowledge that allows us to create beauty. These organisms seem to fully support that theory in their creations. You know, sometimes it feels like I hear music coming from that area, like they're singing. Maybe I'm just going a little crazy. Maybe. I miss music. It's been a while since I've had time to listen to some. Maybe I will tonight. I'll try to find my old discs. Some classical music sounds really good right now. Bach, Vivaldi, or maybe Mozart. Yeah, Mozart. I like Mozart. I wonder if it would be a bad variable if I played some for these fellas. I mean, the classical era was designed on the original music of the Greek era, so it would be appropriate. I'll check in with Croft tomorrow to see if it'd be okay. It's only 8:40. It's really early. I might go back to bed then. I'm really tired. Dr. Lauren Reed terminating session.
Wednesday, August 9th, 2073, 12:51 Data Log 3 Dr. Alex Kramer Muslin Group.
I'd like to note some odd behavior coming from the Nanonites. We started talking about Jinn today, and also the creating of Iblis. The Nanonites went ballistic as soon as we started talking about Iblis. Iblis, of course, is the devil in the Islamic religion. He, like other Jinn, or creatures made of fire, of flames by Allah, has complete free will to choose between good and evil. Iblis chose to disobey Allah when Allah told Iblis to prostrate Adam. Iblis was sent to hell and await his punishment, which was set to be on Judgment Day. It appears that these critters have some sort of pre-programmed reaction to the mention of the devil. Evelyn was telling us about her encounter with this finding and the obscure behavior that followed shortly after. The Nanonites seemed to shudder at the mention of a good god or deity. However, they expressed jubilee at the mention of an evil creature such as Satan. Evelyn tried to find as much as she could on literature about the devil, and instances where the devil seemed to be something more than the way he is portrayed in the Bible or the Quran. She found several stories, songs, and books written on the matter. These organisms are beginning to frighten me, for their evil nature is appalling. I wish we could stop this experiment now, but it is only the third day. I suppose I must continue, but I'm feeling weak. I'm feeling tired. Well, what happened? Oh, my head. It hurts so much. I think I'm bleeding. I have to get to the infirmary. Dr. Kramer terminating session.
Wednesday, August 9th, 2073, 18:32 Data Log 4 Dr. Thomas Croft Buddhist Group.
The Nanonites have entered into a state of meditation once again. While they recover their energy, I'd like to take this time to detail the events of this morning with Dr. Kramer. He's suffering from a severe lesion to the head from his head hitting the metal table in front of him. He claims he started feeling really tired and blacked out, and according to the log he recorded, roughly 27 minutes passed before he woke up. His wounds are a bit infected with what looks like a common bacteria, so there should be nothing to be concerned about. However, we'll keep a close eye on him. We've decided to terminate the Islamic group due to Kramer's inability to continue. His group will be introduced back into the natural environment. Hopefully there won't be any unbalance in nature, for I fear there could be a war brewing. Oh, the Nanonites are waking up. Good, good. Well, let's begin the reading. From Buddha the Gospel by Paul Karras, chapter Mara the Evil One. The three daughters of Mara tempted the Bodhisattva, but he paid no attention to them. And when Mara saw that he could kindle no desire in the heart of victorious Samana, he ordered all the evil spirits at his command to attack him, and overawe the great Muni. But the Blessed One watched them as one would watch the harmless games of children. All the fierce hatred of the evil spirits was of no avail. The flames of hell became wholesome breezes of perfume, and the angry thunderbolts were changed into lotus blossoms. When Mara saw this, he fled away with his army from the Bodhi tree, whilst from above a rain of heavenly flowers fell, and voices of good spirits were heard. Behold the great Muni, his heart unmoved by hatred. The wicked Mara's hosts against him did no prevail. Pure is he and wise, loving and full of mercy. As the rays of sun drown the darkness of the world, so he who perseveres in his search will find the truth, and truth will enlighten him. Seems that they had some strange reaction to this Mara character. Could it be his evil title? It seems the Nanonites feed off of these evil characters. The other scientists seem to have had the same situation when they reached to part with an evil creature. I'd like to look more into about Mara. Computer, search Mara from Buddhist texts. It says here Mara represents the demon of temptation, death, and virtually all evil. As I said that the Nanonites really got excited. I'm beginning to fear the worst of these creatures. Maybe I'm just becoming paranoid, but it feels like they're plotting something. I think I'll wrap this up now. Dr. Croft terminating session.
Sunday, August 13th, 2073, 2:24. Dr. Evelyn Adams, Christian Group.
I feel so tired. Why am I so tired? I couldn't sleep, but I'm so tired. Ever since I started reading about the devil, strange things have been happening around here. I can't get to sleep, and it feels like there's something crawling on me while I sleep. My dreams are becoming horrific nightmares. Usually they become very gruesome and violent. I'm always killing someone. It's always Robert. They're the same every time. I'm in my bed, and I wake up startled. I stand up and walk to the mirror, and there glaring back at me is me. Something's wrong though. My eyes, they're red and evil. My lips twist into some horrifying grin, and I lose control of my body entirely. My hand reaches into the drawer below the mirror and pulls out a pair of scissors. I start walking towards my door. The floor is icy against my bare feet. The door slides open, and I continue down the hall to Robert's room. His room is locked, but something growls the code in my head. 666. Of course. I punch in the number, and the door slides open, and I walk to his bedside. He's so peaceful sleeping there. His chest rises and falls in a nice soft tempo. A hand rises above his eye and comes down like a hammer strike, and the blade pierces his soft ball easily with no problem. He wakes up screaming. His hand goes to the blade. I stop him. Somehow I'm stronger than him. I take his arm and twist it until I can hear his bone crack. He screams out in pain. I laugh. A small growling laugh. I take the scissors and ram them into his chest, right into his heart. He starts gurgling on his blood. He looks at me and he cries softly. After a minute or two, he stops moving altogether. I walk back into my room and lie down. At that moment, I wake up. And usually I'll look at my hands to see if there is blood. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. I'm afraid to go to sleep in case it happens again. I'm afraid. I'm really scared. But I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep. I don't want. I don't know. I don't wanna. What is going on? I don't wanna.
Sunday, August 13th, 6:43. Dr. Thomas Croft Buddhist Group.
Last night, our intern, Robert Markinson, was murdered in his sleep. While no one seems like a possible suspect, we must suspect each other of causing foul play. We're postponing the experiment until we know that at least we can operate in a safe environment. I'm afraid that terrible things are coming. Terrible dark things are coming. With Robert gone, we must introduce his group to another group or back into the wild. It seems the best choice would be to put his group with another group. That way, they can at least be with others of their kind. I might just keep an eye on them for a while. I don't really feel like talking much right now. Robert was like a son to me, even if he didn't believe it. At least he's not on the stupid planet anymore. I swear to God that I will find who killed him. I'll kill them myself. I promise. I promise. It was probably Reed. Reed hated Robert. It was Reed. Wait. Where's my nanonites? Where'd they go? They were here just a minute ago. I feel weird. I feel weird. There's something wrong here. My thoughts feel clouded. I'm feeling really tired. Reed. Reed. I must get Reed. Terminating session.
Sunday, August 13th, 2073, 6:47. Dr. Lauren Reed, Greek Group.
I heard Robert died last night. What a shame. He was really young. Someone here probably had it out for him. I can't say I disagree, though. He was a stuck-up snob who only whined about how everyone treated him like a kid. Maybe if he didn't act like such a kid, maybe we'd have treated him better. Whose fault is that but his own? Now, I'm not saying killing him was the best course of action, but I'm not saying I don't disagree that something had to be done. Oh God, listen to me. If someone hears this, they'll think I killed him. This log, though, is very protected, and the password being something that only I know. Hades versus Zeus. I mean, who would ever think of that? Thomas, what are you doing here? Thomas, answer me, damn it. Answer me! What the hell are you doing here? Thomas, what's that? Put that thing down. What's gotten into you? Did you kill Robert? Oh God, you did. You did. Stay away from me. Stay away!
Sleep now, my child.
Tuesday, August 15th, 2073, 404. Unknown. Unknown.
This is Dr. Kramer, the last human left on this space. I don't know how long I'll last. I've been hiding in the storage closet for days. Dr. Croft and Dr. Adams went crazy and started murdering everyone on the base. It seems the nanonites have taken over their bodies and have decided to purge Mars of humans and our religions. They don't like that we've corrupted their original form of life, and I'm afraid for the worst. I'm afraid that they might travel to Earth next and commit a massacre. We made a mistake. We made a mistake. I hear voices coming from outside the room. It sounds like Evelyn. I'll get closer to the door to see if I can hear anything.
Croft's body is useless to us now. We need to get rid of it now.
What? No, what are you talking about? No! Oh God, he's dead. He's dead. No, get away from me! Get away!
Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. I guess I'm too late. Terminating session.
End of log.